Why do coins of the same grade look different sometimes? You know, if you've got a 64s, for instance, and you can have 10 of them, and not all of them look equal in grade. Well, we're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to use Morgan dollar since they're larger, easier to kind of grade, I think. So stay tuned. First, here's my website, my help community, coinauctionshelp.com. It's Coin Help You community. You can type it into the search. If you have a question about a coin or just any numismatic related question, you can come over here and post it and we'll help you out. On top of that, if you click this right here, it'll take you to here. And from here, you can check out all of the video titles that I have. You can actually search them right here. You can type in a question and a video come up, or videos that answer that question. Also, fortsmithcoinshop.com is my website for my coin shop here. I appreciate everybody's support, but if you decide to come over here and take a look at what we have, but if you need some coins for your collection or just want a really nice coin, you come over here to fortsmithcoinshop.com. So first, I want to thank Bill Fiva for sending me 3 Morgan dollars to use as an example. I also have a box here, one of my boxes of Mint State 64 Morgan dollars. Morgan dollars are larger, easier to see and talk about, so that's what we're going to use here. Also, he sent me a little write-up. Some of his information, knowledge has been used in the ANA grading courses and is being used in the grading courses. And it goes back a long ways before there were even grading companies. And, you know, there was a lot of questions about the systems that they were coming up with, basically like the 11-point system we have for Mint State coins. You know, he talks in here about AU58 could be 63 just as easy. All it is just a smidgen of wear. All that stuff comes into play when you're talking about grading coins. What I'm looking at is that you have, you know, 10 65s or 10 64s or 10 63s or 10 62s Mint State here, and they all look a little bit different, or a couple of them look like they wouldn't even make the grade, and one of them or two of them may look like, wow, they might be a little bit better. Well, we're going to talk about the reason for that. And in a nutshell, the easiest answer is to say there's a Mint State 63 minus, a Mint State 63 medium, and a Mint State 63 plus. Now, you know how I am about plus grades, okay? So not only do we have to distinguish between 63 and 64, now we have 3 kind of like not really subgrades, but kind of subgrades. So you break all 3 of those down, and now you have 33 different grades that you have to look at when you're looking at Mint State coins. I don't know about that refinement. I don't think I like that, because I can see coins that have plus on them that should not have plus on them. They barely look the grade. So it's kind of getting into the opinion. Bill Fiva goes on to say that the grading companies understand they're not perfect, and he thinks they shoot for probably 80%. And sometimes there's some market grading. He actually mentions that in here. He says, you know, they know how much that coin's going to be worth. They know what the population is. There is an awareness there. Now, I can't confirm or deny. I just know that, you know, this information is available out there in his books and things like that. If you don't know that, he did co-author the Cherry Picker's Guide, which the new edition is coming out in 2022, by the way. Really excited about that. So anyways, let's get back to this. So we got a PCGS video here. I'm going to take a look at something. So PCGS is basically surface preservation, strike, luster, and eye appeal. Well, we all know that surface preservation can fall under opinion, but for the most part, you can tell if a coin's been played with some experience. Strike, that's a no-brainer. You know if it's a weak strike, medium strike, or really weak strike. Luster, that can be an opinion, but also it can be measured. I mean, a coin's either lustrous or it's not. I mean, you can actually measure in the light spectrum, and you got devices out there that actually, like I said, I'm not a professional when it comes to the science of this, being on the artistic side, but I know when a coin's bright and it's not, and that can be measured, okay? Eye appeal cannot. Eye appeal is an opinion, but we can all kind of agree if a coin is, you know, white and pretty, or if it's circulated, it has its qualities. It may not be a coin you want in your collection, but you can appreciate the eye appeal of a coin. So anyway, let's take a look at some of these coins here. Now here's the 3 coins that Bill Fiva sent me. And as you see, his name's on these coins. This was actually a VAM1 top 100. That's kind of cool. But he considers this one here as a 64 minus. And I can see what he's talking about here because of this gouge right here. It's a nice coin. And obviously you have to grade the reverse as well. I mean, it all goes into play, but the money side is the obverse. I mean, that's just the way it works. So as far as being a 64 minus, yes, it could be a 63 plus maybe. I think I can agree with this grade. Then here's a 64, and to me, I think that it has a larger amount of marks and is less eye-appealing, even though this one here has that large gash. Man, the rest of that coin looks really nice. This coin has a lot more marks on the cheek, and that's a focal area. But I can deal with it being a Mint State 64, medium, in the middle. And then we have the 64 plus. This is where I disagree. To me, I don't think that this would make a 64 plus. I think it's just a regular 64, but that's just me. There's never going to be a total agreement between two people on every single grade, but I just don't like the plus grades. I think that when it's got to be close to 65 to be the plus grade, because when we're really, like I said, we're splitting hairs. So let's take a look at some actually graded coins. So this one here, to me, comes close to 64 plus. Now, some people say, well, it wasn't struck very well, so they didn't grade it higher. Not completely true, because I see a lot of coins that are 65 and 66 that have a little weakness to strike. You can go over to Heritage, Sold Auctions, Stacks, and you can see this for yourself. But this one here is just 64. They didn't put a plus on it. They didn't put a minus on it. And we're just going to look at the obverse of these for the sake of time. Here's another one. This one is, to me, just 64. That's what it should have gotten. Nothing else special. And they're all 64s, so that's what we're looking at here, since Bill sent me the 64s. This one, it's potentially a 64 plus, but it just got a 64. We don't do minuses, so it's either a plus or just a 64. Here's another one, and as you can see, you're looking at a very nice, frosty appearance. I really like coins that look like this, but it has to be a 64. Then we have another one, and I have so many more. This one has that mark right down the cheek, but man, it's a nice looking coin. They're just beautiful coins. See, these are the 64s we have up on the website. And I just go through and I pick out the whitest, the nicest coins to sell, because I am using stock photos, and I want people to be happy when they do get their coin. Then we can look at the reverse of this one. I just like the luster. It's just nice. It's a really nice looking coin there. Then we have this one. And like I said, it's kind of on the minus side in my opinion. I think that it's got a lot of marks on it in the fields and in the focal area, but obviously it's just 64. But as you can see, each one of them have their own qualities. So I watched the video on luster, and I've watched all the PCGS grading videos. And, you hear all this about luster, and you hear all this about eye appeal and strike and all that. Then you come over here to Heritage, and you see, and I get it, it's an 89cc. And I get the name that's on it, but let's take a look at this coin. This has dull luster. Now, it may look nice underneath it. It may have some reflectivity in the fields. Maybe you can even see, because we're looking at a 2D image here. So I'm going to take anything away from the coin in that sense. But we're talking about a coin that cost $500,000. Over $500,000. That's how much it sold for in January 9th of 2009. Now, the name on it had something to do with that. Leisberg, Jack Lee 2. It graded Mint State 68. Now, I'm here to tell you, I'm sorry, I'm not going to ever buy a coin that looks like this that is called Mint State 68. Even if, as a dealer, and someone comes to me and says, man, I got this coin, I might put it up for auction, let someone else buy it, but it just doesn't look it to me. I don't agree with it. I mean, I'm not getting me wrong. It's a nice coin. It has roller marks on it. It does lack contact marks from what I can see. It's pretty clean surfaces there. I don't know if there's marks there, but it's hard to see it because you don't get more than one image here. You can't rotate it in your hands. So I may be wrong on this one, but it just doesn't have the bright luster. And that's what PCGS in this video said. I mean, that's what they say here. When you watch this video, they come over here and they tell you what grades can be attained by the luster. Okay, and this one got a 68. I mean, it's almost one of the highest grades you can get for a Morgan dollar. I think 69 is the highest. Well, it is the highest. But you have all of these other examples, like here's a 92S. I mean, this is another one, 95O. It's a Mint State 66. It just looks like it has dull luster. So what I'm saying is that not only do the same grade look different amongst coins from the same generation holders, that's what I try to do, try to show the same generation holders, but each coin can look different in and of itself. Every one of them is unique in their own way. Each one of them have a signature of their own. That's why I talk about artificial intelligence. And let's say in the grandest scenario of them all that every single coin has been 3D scanned by a computer with a laser and has its own signature. All of those coins can be compared, and then they can be separated based off of their luster measurements, based off of programming, a little bit of eye appeal programming where, tell the computer, and also all the other factors that go into the grading of it. The surface preservation, the strike, all that can come into play. And those coins can be put in categories, which would be the grades. And a computer would be able to split them up into the plus, the medium, and the minus. I know that can happen. I know that that is a possibility. It would take a lot of money to hire programmers to complete something like that. But I think it'd be well worth it if we could catalog our coins and actually come up with some form of standard in the future. Take a while to do it, but really in this business, when you're talking about coins 500,000 plus, 100,000, 200,000, it's kind of important because it's not just them that count the most, those coins. There's a lot of coins out there that people are spending 100, 200, 300, 400, maybe even $1,000, $2,000 on. There's a lot more of them out there. And who wants to spend that on a coin if it doesn't really look the grade? It really doesn't matter what PCGS says or NGC says or CAC says or ANACS says or ICG or all the experts, American Numismatic Association, all of it. It doesn't really matter when you get that coin in your hand and you don't think it looks the grade. That's disappointing. That's what we need to avoid in this hobby. We need to know that we're sending a coin off, it's getting that grade that it's supposed to get, not the grade that they think it should have on it. So anyways, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, comment, and have a great day.